Tim in Missouri. What I'm doing today is over this past weekend, I made a video that had some barbecue chicken and a German style coleslaw in it. The video mainly focused on that coleslaw. And what I wasn't thinking about was Shannon had just made in Iowa a video over Memorial Day weekend of her German style potato salad. So what I'm going to do today is marry those two videos together, put them all in one link together, so anybody that might want to try these two side dishes to go along with any of their summertime cookouts will have this German style potato salad and German style coleslaw in the same video. So take a look at this, give us a like, subscribe to us, comment below and what you're going to see about these two side dishes, and I hope you guys try them out and enjoy them. Till next time.
I'm going to start my potato salad. I'm making what I believe is somewhat like my Grandma Pat's potato salad. I don't know, probably isn't anything like it. But these were pretty wimpy little russet potatoes. So I usually do one for each person plus one. It's going to be the 4 of us. I'm doing 3 extras just because these are pretty small potatoes. I'm not going to video me peeling potatoes. I'm sure y'all know how to peel a potato, but I'll come back after I get them all peeled. So I'm done the peeling part. I chopped them all up into just small bite-sized pieces. I'm putting them into the pot, and all I did was enough water just to cover them. I did not do any more water than that because they don't need a lot of water. I'm going to put them on the stove, and I'm going to bring them to a boil and then let them cook just till they're tender. You don't want to overcook these because then you're going to have mashed potato salad instead of, sorry, I don't think you could see that, but you're going to have mashed potato salad and not regular potato salad. So I'm going to get these cooked up and then I'll come back and show you what's next. The potatoes have been cooking. They started boiling and then they cooked for maybe another 10 minutes. You do not want these to get mushy because it'll just turn into mashed potato salad. I have that happen a lot, so I know from experience, we just eat mushy potato salad. But they're done, but they don't mash really easily. So here's the part where I really do not have a recipe. You gotta just trial and error. You want enough vegetable oil that it coats the potatoes. So I'm just gonna pour some vegetable oil in here. And then from then on, it's just taste and go. Taste and season, taste and see where you're at. You want it to coat all of the potatoes. So it looks like I've got a good coating going on there. So that's all the oil I'm going to use. That might have been about 3 to 4 tablespoons. Not a whole lot, but it was enough to coat them. So I got a coating. Basically what you're making is Italian dressing, kind of, sort of. German dressing, I guess it would be if this is German potato salad. Back in Pittsburgh, Kansas, when I was a little girl, there was one in Joplin, but there's 2 famous chicken houses. They make German potato salad. And this was my grandma's version. She told me to coat the potatoes with oil. And then you add white vinegar. And you want more vinegar than you had oil. But I'm going to put some vinegar in there. Mix it up. And then you're going to start seasoning. You want enough pepper in there that you see the pepper. We love black pepper, but this has got to have pepper in it. I'm going to mix that in. Make sure you can see it. One thing I forgot to do before I started this process, I'm going to chop up some white onions, just dice them and put them in here too. I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done, but I'm going to do that after I get the seasoning done. Then you want some, I use this garlic salt because when you're in those particular restaurants down there, They put this garlic salt on the table for your onion rings and your seasoning that you can use on. They have this yummy bread that they serve at the table that you put butter on and then put that garlic salt on. Oh gosh, it's so good. Sure makes me miss home. Makes me miss my grandma. Sorry. So then you're gonna taste. I think that was a pretty good ratio. I mean, gosh, that's the first time I've ever got it pretty well right on the first try. I am gonna dice up those onions and I'll come back and show you what it looks like after I put the onions in. I mean, it's not gonna change much. It doesn't have a lot of pepper still. Like I said, I like to see the pepper in here. Yeah, I think I got it right. I think it was really good. I don't think I'm gonna add any more vinegar. That was just about the right amount. Probably twice the vinegar as the, I mean, just taste. Add a little vinegar, and if it doesn't taste right, add a little more. If it doesn't taste right, add a little bit more pepper. Oh gosh, guys, this is the best potato salad. I don't like mustard potato salad. I don't like deviled egg potato salad. I don't like Amish potato salad. I will eat it if that's what somebody puts in front of me because I'm polite like that, but this is what I grew up with. This is what I like. So let me get those onions chopped up and I'll put those in there. I chopped up a small white onion into just little pieces, diced it up. And I'm gonna mix that in there. And then just like the coleslaw, you wanna make this ahead of time before your meal is ready. So it sets in the fridge and gets all the goodies mixed together and melding and tasting really yummy. One more bite. Yep. Oh my goodness. I am so happy. Just a little bit of piece of my childhood. The coleslaw is all me. But this is my grandma Pat in a bowl.
Alright, so what we got here is a head of cabbage. Got this quartered, this side quartered and this side halved. I'm going to cut it all up, but I'm not going to bore you with on how to do this whole head of cabbage. So just going to go through this real quick. What you want to do is cut this as thin and as possible. Of course, you want the core out of it, but you want to cut this really thin as you can for this coleslaw. And just shave it down the side like so. Make these strands as thin as you can. And I'm gonna do this whole head like this, and I'll be back with you in a little bit and we'll get the seasoning and marinade put on. I've got this cabbage all shredded up here. Where this recipe really hits home for us is here in southwest Missouri, right over across the border into southeast Kansas. There's several famous chicken restaurants. They've been on Food Network challenges and things like that, battles combating these chicken restaurants together. So what it was these Germans settled in the area, and for the miners that were working in the mines, they wanted something that they could feed these guys, so they opened up these restaurants with the fried chicken and this German coleslaw and potato salad. And the slaw is really just a basis of just vinegar, oil of some kind, salt, pepper, and garlic. They've all got their own versions of it. They're all real similar and they're all delicious. I promise you, if you make this for any summertime barbecue, that people are going to love this. It's light, it's refreshing, and it's a hit wherever you go. So So what we're going to do is going to start out with a little kosher salt here. Probably go, probably a half a tablespoon here at first. Mix that in here. Get it down in here. What it's going to do is start breaking down this cabbage, because this slaw really isn't ready for probably about 2 hours after you initially make it, because it's got to have time for this salt kind of to cook this cabbage, to break it down and start wilting out some of the liquid that's in it. So we're gonna get that salt all mixed in here real good. And as you're doing this, you can already start feeling the liquid starting to come out of this cabbage already. It works pretty fast as far as like starting to break down the fibers of the cabbage. When we're finished with it, it's still going to have a crisp nature to it, but it's going to have wilted down enough to where it's, you know, it's just something you got to experience. I promise you that you're not going to be disappointed if you make this. German style coleslaw. Some call it German style cabbage salad, some people call it. So we're going to go in here with about 1.5 tablespoons of olive oil. Stick that in there. Going to go in here next with, we'll say about 1/2 tablespoon of black pepper, fresh ground black pepper, and 1/2 tablespoon of granulated garlic in there with that. Gonna go in here and toss this around a bit. First, get that seasoning all mixed up in there. So you can already tell how much flatter this is getting. That salt on there and that little bit of oil. This is already starting to break down a little bit, starting to settle into more of the texture that we're looking for. Alright, got that all mixed together there. 2 tablespoons just white distilled vinegar. You can use apple cider vinegar if you want. You can use any kind of vinegar you like, whatever your preference is, but what you really want to do is kind of keep this slaw looking natural. You want it to just have that cabbage look to it, stay a little crisp. That white distilled vinegar just does the trick. It's got a nice clean flavor to it. Add a little bit of acidity to this, a little tartness. Alright, well, there you go. That's what this looks like. Simple, easy, delicious. But what we're going to do now is going to go put this in the fridge, let it set up for a couple of hours while this chicken finishes up over here in the smoker, and then we're going to plate this all up and eat it for dinner tonight.